It's extremely easy to install. It takes only anywhere from about 18 to 30 minutes. This team's actually going to prove me wrong and install it quicker. But the panels come in one for a base, whether it's a shower pan or a bath, extremely lightweight, easy to unpack at the garage, maneuver through an existing hallway, tight corners, walk it up to that second story, just snap it right into that alcove. Very simple and easy, quick to install, error-proof installation.
So we're going to get started. Walk us through the installation, if you would.
So I think a successful installation, honestly, guys, always starts with the stud pocket, just making sure there's proper planning, right? Ensuring that the walls are plumb and level, especially in the front and in the back corners. You want to also ensure that the OSB board is load-bearing and level as well. And then you kind of want to think through this installation, right? So the first step in Vicrel is that we actually place down a felt pad. That's a noise barrier in essence. OSB board is resin rich. Vicrel is also resin rich. So we ask that you properly lay out a felt pad so it makes contact with all the feet on the bath. You can also place Vicrel bases in a thin set mortar, if you like, as a leveling compound agent. Nothing more than 1 or 2 inches of thin set mortar is fine. We don't recommend plaster or gypsum cement at all. So the team's going to place in the shower pan into the alcove now that we have the felt pad down, and we're going to level it. If you don't use
Tear it out, do it again. Yeah, it's all good.
If you don't use a thin set mortar, you simply could just shim the feet to ensure that the unit is level. So now that the unit is fully level, we include actual plastic isolation clips, 10 with each unit.
Wait, you don't just drill through the side of the shower pan?
No, that flange is actually a tile flange for water containment purposes. You never want to drill a hole through the bath or the shower pan tile flange. Rather, we provide you guys isolation clips that wedge between that tile flange and the stud, and then you run a galvanized truss head screw right through it. You want to make sure there's a contact with every single stud there. Now, if there's more than like an 1/8 inch gap between that clip and the stud, just feel free to place a wood shim there.
So they're going to bring the back panel out now and set that in place, but I think it's important to reiterate, as you just noted, there's no sealants in this system.
So the team just set the back wall on the leveled shower pan. And you'll note that there's actually a tongue and groove solution. So it's almost like Legos. The wall will sit on the base the same way every single time. They haven't yet gone direct to stud with the unit. They're just going to set it there. And now we're going to actually install the in walls. Now, on one of your side of your walls in your center drain shower pan, you're going to have your mixer valve. So this is where you're going to measure the mixer valve, the location, and then you're going to, just with a hole saw, drill a hole through it in placement of it. Now, with Vicrel, we actually mowed on the back side a center valve line, so you don't have to worry about placing it from a center standpoint. You just, from a height standpoint, find where that mixer valve is. Drill a hole. Just make sure that hole is smaller than the escutcheon that you plan to put on.
That's always a
afterwards.
good idea. Yes, you can't cover everything, but that is very true. You had talked about some of the tabs and the way that those integrate with the back panel.
Within our Vicrel wall system, we have interlocking joints, right? So a tongue and groove system to ensure that it connects. The in walls connect with the back wall the same way, and then it really ensures a very tight seam within no more than 1 to 3 credit cards gap overall. And this is really the thing that makes it simple and easy to install, and it also ensures a watertight seam between that back wall and in wall. So we're going to lift up the panels, just raise it about 4 or 5 inches taller than the back wall, and then it's just simply going to slide down, again, connecting kind of like a Legos. Simple, easy, error-proof installation. Now that seam between the in wall and the back wall is actually a water containment system. So any moisture or water that splashes into that seam will actually get completely redirected back into the basin. That's a watertight seam. Correct.
So the fastening, do you have a specific order in which we do the fastening?
Yeah, a little tip and trick. So now we're going to go direct to stud. We actually, within our nail flange, within our walls, we have pre-drilled dimples. So there's no pre-drilling required. Again, we've taken that step completely off. but we've actually molded in dimples along the way. So we're going to apply a screw up each one of the dimples vertically, and then we're going to go across horizontally. The tip and trick that I like to share is always go from front to back. The reason for that is if you need to shim, it allows you to be able to place a wood shim on the back wall, push it up ahead, and minimize that seam and gap just from an aesthetic appearance perspective.
Fantastic.
And then after this process, as they're walking through it, obviously we need to drywall down mud. But because the units are fully caulkless, there is no adhesives in that remodel type application. That homeowner can actually be taking a shower that same day. So it really is a great bath to shower remodel conversion opportunity because you don't have to wait 24 hours for that material to cure and set.